The first truth that we see is our feet deliver a message of faith alone. Our feet, they deliver a message of faith alone. When we go through the doors of opportunity, you see these doors behind me, you're kind of wondering what's going on back here. Someone in the first service said, I came into the worship center and I thought you were going to talk about Monsters, Inc. Anybody ever seen the movie Monsters, Inc.? Nope, that's not what this is all about at all. This is about different opportunities. God opens up doors all of the time for us, right? And some of those opportunities look different. And I know as I look across this group, we got a different group of people in here. You all are distinct. You've all got different giftings. You've all got different talents, different personalities. And I believe that if we are faithful to pray to God and ask God, help me to see eyes, help me to have the eyes to see the doors before me of where I can share the good news. Whether it's around the dining room table or whether it's on a mission trip to Uganda, wherever it might be, I believe that God is faithful to open up these doors. But when we walk through those doors, whether it's this one or that one, we go sharing a message of faith in Christ alone. Notice in verse 8 what it says. It says, what does it say? When he says, what does it? He was referring to the Old Testament law. The words of Moses. And he's actually quoting from Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 14. Here again, the Apostle Paul, again and again, is going to go back to the Old Testament. He wants to tie his words to the Old Testament. He wants to tie Jesus to these messianic passages. And in this passage in Deuteronomy, Moses is speaking to the people of God, and he's sharing with them about their future. And what Paul does, he ties Moses' words to Christ, where he repeats Moses, where he says, the word is near you, in your mouth and in your heart. And then Paul adds on to there, that is the word of faith that we proclaim. What is the word of faith that we proclaim? It's that old Sunday school answer. It's Jesus. It's Jesus. Jesus is the word that we proclaim. He is the word incarnate, as John tells us in chapter 1 of his gospel. It is Jesus that we place our faith in for salvation. And then verse 9 and 10, we have these verses that if you've been in church at all, if this is your first time in church, you've probably never heard verses 9 and 10. But if you've been in church at any time at all, you've probably heard these verses. And let me read them to you again. Because if you confess with your mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. With the heart, one believes and is justified, and with the mouth, one confesses and is saved. Those are beautiful words. Let's just pause for a moment. How blessed are we to have those words? There are literally millions of people that have never heard those words. They don't know that they exist. They don't know the message they contain. Those are saving words. Sometimes we become so familiar with these verses that we forget their beauty. So we thank the Apostle Paul for the Lord to give Paul these words to remind us that faith is marked by inward belief and an outward confession. You know, Jesus tells us in chapter 6 of Luke that what proceeds from the mouth is that which fills the heart, right? Maybe you've talked about something today that you're passionate about. You can't help yourself, right? Because it's what fills your heart. And if you're excited about something, if you believe in something, you can't stop but talk about it, right? And this is what Paul is saying here, that if you believe it, it's going to come out. And Paul's point here is simple and it's clear and it's worth repeating, that salvation is in faith alone. And let's just say, be honest, the Jews struggle with that. Sometimes we struggle with that. And we would be foolish to think that we don't fall into that same trap at times to say that, hey, you know, we want Jesus, but we think we need to do something more than that. But Paul is saying, no. This is how good of a God you have. I'm going to give you something that you don't deserve. I'm going to sacrifice my son for you.